Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
On the cast.
And I love a FlyQuest game on red side. You know why?
Yeah?
It's Whippo. One word, it's Whippo. Red side counter picks. You'll love to see it. So looking forward to this one here because Castle has actually been probably the best player for Disguise over the course of this team's history. So really want to see how FlyQuest and Whippo approach attacking him in draft.
But their history has been so short-lived. We have not seen a lot of this team on stage, so we're really going to be tracking how they develop, how they improve, and how the team comes together, because so far they haven't been able to get that dub. That is an incredible sign, by the way.
Holy, it's got moving parts and
I've never seen that before
They got
in my
magnet
life.
behind that thing?
That's magic.
That's some good arts and crafts.
I'm scared.
Actually, it's just science.
Oh, really?
AKA magic, true.
I saw Thor. It's the same thing. All right, couple bands already here. So now it's first pick for DSG. What's it going to be? Big Prio, and it's the Vi locked in.
Interesting. The little hover over the Gwen, possibly foreshadowing there, but locking in the Vi, it looks like FlyQuest are immediately thinking, hey, we want to take away some dive pieces here for a composition with the hover over Kaisa already.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what's in their mind, because Vi is always dive. And that's one of the issues with first picking a Vi, is that you always signal you're going to pair it with either a Talia or an Ari or some other components for that dive. So FlyQuest are like, all right, immediately we'll start to take away some pieces that you want to add to a Vi comp.
Also love the Talia into dive comps, as you can use that Unraveled Earth to stop them in their tracks. Nefiri notably not banned here. I'm curious if FlyQuest locked that in early or if they're going to show something else, because I imagine they'll want it, but instead it's the Corki.
A lot of FlyQuest pans in the audience as well. This team has definitely put in the work here, have their eyes towards the top of the LCS and want to make a big run in Split 2, but they locked in their Corki down there, as you say, for Masu. He wanted something with a jump whenever you're facing a Vi. That's why I'm deciding between the Ezreal and the Corki. I do like the Corki as far as the burst damage that the Corki has, and lots of aggressive looks.
Notably, that was a loaf, not a piece of toast, but good art either way.
Which could turn into many pieces of toast.
True, it could. I like how you think. Azir's locked in here for Abadaga. And Draven as the hover. We'll see what they actually go for. Scary Jerry had been playing a lot of Varus. We saw that yesterday, but not to success. Instead, it's going to be the Ezreal this time around.
I gotta say, the hovers are always way cooler than what they actually lock in. We're getting Master Yi hovers. We're getting all kinds of good stuff there. But yeah, as you say, Ezreal just follows it here. So that makes you think we're probably going to get like some roaming support here to roam around and make some plays with them there.
Which notably, Huhi did have a pretty good game yesterday on the Rakan. So I do like that idea. If you can give Huhi the ability to make plays, especially choose which plays and where he wants to make them, I think that can be a recipe for success for DSG.
All right, so Xin Zhao locked in here. Ultimate is so useful, being that fighter in the middle of the scrap. Let's take a look at the top lane though, because that has been our highlight. That was the first thing we mentioned coming into this matchup. How are FlyQuest going to utilize their red side? They have a couple of extra bans here to throw out. First, they're going to take away the support engage options that we've been prophesizing here that are going to be paired, possible pairings with the Ezreal, but it is going to have to be eventually Castle and Disguise blind picking their top lane. I would assume that FlyQuest are going to still leave their this side counter pick for Whippo. So that made me think maybe Disguise would ban out some Whippo champions, some counter picks, but they aren't going to go for that. They're just going to answer a lot of these support bans, and there's a huge priority on Leona now with the Braum ban and the Alistar ban as well.
And the problem with trying to ban out somebody like Whippo is there's just too many things to account for. I think at a certain point you just have to accept he will have that counter pick if FlyQuest want to give it to him.
Are they going to ban the Leona or just like leave it up here and hope for something themselves too? I guess
Pantheon.
It's Rel and Leona, the two primo supports still left up here for the engage options.
And the tough thing is, with the Ezreal AD carry, we're highlighting the fact that if you pick a support, you kind of want to roam when you have an Ezbot. So I don't think they can do a hard punish if Leona's locked in for FlyQuest. Let's see what FlyQuest want to do. Oh, it's the Rel for FlyQuest instead.
Yeah, the Rel side, as we mentioned, the Rel and the Leona. And so you assume here for Disguised, pick up their Leona, and a blind pick for Castle. Maybe like Gnar or something available to him. Pretty safe. Whipple's always got something though. Okay, the Poppy here to stuff the Rel.
Oh.
Much better. Very good into both Rel and Xin Zhao. Even can be decent into the Corki, so all right. They go with the support Poppy and then round it out with Jace on top side. The Castle Classic, one of his favorite champions.
True. But look at the pivot here from the hard dive to now more of a
Hey,
back style. And we have a Yorick locked in for FlyQuest.
We can always count on Whippo for the fun picks here. Yorick, very recently just got the
Look at that chuckle.
we'll call it a mini rework, you know, an overhaul. Not really a rework, but rebalancing and overhaul, which initially made him so OP in jungle because, you know, surprise, surprise, they tuned up the minions to do a ton of damage to jungle monsters.
Yep.
So they had to scale that back with a hotfix.
Yeah.
So with the hotfix, buffing up a little bit more of the top lane while completely taking down the jungle role. And that's actually perfect for Whippo here, who very clearly has put in the time already practicing the new Yorick.
Yeah.
So the hotfix actually should be good for the top lane side.
Exactly. It feels like that is where it's skewed towards. Morning Mist, especially the E ability, shredding your resistances now, as well as giving you more movement speed. It's hard to get away from the Yorick, and once he gets on you, he does a lot more damage than before. But I'm also hearing that this is Huhi's first ever professional Poppy game that we are seeing on stage. So that's going to be exciting to watch.
That's kind of cool, kind of interesting since he's played for so long too.
True.
Multiple roles as well.
Multiple metas.
But yeah, adds the Poppy to it. He's definitely played way more out there support champions than that as well. So adding the Poppy to the list.
First Poppy, first Yorick since 2019 in North America, and we have Disguised taking on FlyQuest for day 2 of our opening week for Split 2. This guy's still looking to pick up their first dub as an organization. FlyQuest looking to cement themselves as one of the undefeated teams after week 1 and maintain a spot at the top of the standings here. DSG take on FlyQuest.
Let's get it. All right. Yorick top here for Whippo with the grass build, even versus the range of Jace. We'll see how often he does.
Blamed matchup, but we are hearing that it's looking like a keyboard issue for Abbedagge, so all league officials sort that out. And here we go, everybody, back to opening weekend, back into the game.
All right, Whippo. Let's see that Triforce. We got Castle waving his little pinwheel around, his arcane pinwheel.
Well, right now it's Doran's shield, so that doesn't build into Triforce. I know that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so no early
Doran
information.
doesn't make Triforces?
Could you imagine if it actually did?
Doran's Triforce. Let's add it to the game. It'll be a starting item.
Only for Yorick.
It'll have a sheen effect, but we have to balance it. So the sheen effect is only going to proc like 10 damage. Oh, it'll be Doran's Triforce.
Yeah. It's like how the Doran's ring gives you extra auto attack damage to minions, but like you barely feel it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have a nice little
there.
little sheen proc. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Huhi's first Poppy, as you said, is going to be on display, and they've got a ward in that brush on the bottom side for the easier trading. Saw Busio go for his little shield proc there on Rel on the way out.
As early level 2 hit by quad here. Can't really get a lot of damage onto Abbedagge, but opposite jungle starts. I want to track that right now because we will see XU pathing topside towards that Yorick. So getting a Yorick behind, I don't know exactly. Again, I'm not a Twitch chat expert here, but I don't know exactly how much that's going to impact the matchup, but I imagine it will make it more difficult if the range of a Jace is able to keep poking you down if you can get that gold lead.
Yeah, I mean, he's like we said too, he's gone for the grasp, so we're going to be counting how many of these grasp procs he can actually get off on Jace, since it is the phase West Jace. Very mobile here for Castle, and should be able to pick and choose his moments.
So far, he has been getting chunked out early, dodges that one. So nice shock blast sidestep. But junglers are about the same clear Inspired heading towards the bot side as his opposing bot lane has shoved in. And now going for an early reset from Scary Jerry, actually. On Busio, okay, this was a great tweet. On Busio's life, we're going undefeated. That was Masu tweeting that one out earlier. He's making a bet on somebody else's life. Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, I mean, people usually do that when they really mean it. So
Oh, more so than their own. Okay.
So yeah, exactly. It's like you really, really mean it. He means it so much that he's willing to bet his bot lane partner
And
in exchange. So honestly, they showed up pretty good against Team Liquids. That does give me confidence.
we saw Huhi go for a little drive-by in the mid lane right there as Scary Jerry went for the early reset for that tier. Nice window. Doesn't get much for it as Quad doesn't have to burn a summoner spell, though. As now Inspired looking for an invade here, and Huhi is just body warding to see if it happens. Just going to turn it into a ward place of the Raptors, and then a reset as well for Inspired. So no early focus on lanes.
And Inspired had an insane first game when they played versus Team Liquid. You know, he had 7 kills, did not die a single time. He was really active. He was the one that also got Whipplo's Vladimir very far ahead in that game. So we'll see, because on resets, he is going back to top side, and Inspired is currently looking for his second clear. But since Whipplo's got him in front of tower, we'll see if there's any setup. Whipplo's very low with also very little mana, so.
There was actually a window there. Inspired decides to back off and doesn't commit for it. But yeah, I think you're right. Because Whippo was so low, they decided, no, call it off. We have the Krugs that just spawned. Might as well just take those. But the control ward will be nice defensively for Whippo as well.
Yeah, if you can land the Yorick cage on him and Xin Zhao shows, then you could probably get a flash from Jace. But it's pretty hard to land with the phase rush Jace and him getting all pushed in. Now they're going to just swap it up as well, because you already saw their bottom lane recalling and heading out there. Masu's going to hit that top lane wave first, so they're going to be able to get the push in. We're 1 minute away from the Grub spawn, all ready for the preparation of that Grub fight. Busio here claiming the most important brush of the early game. That is my favorite brush, the little curved brush in front of the Grub spawn. That thing has taken so many lives.
Yep.
So
dangerous to walk in there.
That is my single favorite control ward in the entire game of League of Legends.
They don't have a trap set for it right now, because instead Inspired's going for the bottom side, but it still gives information, because if at any point XU walks up there, they know that's a free dragon. Although, because they don't have their own jungle support, they do need to play respectfully here. Masu takes some damage. Huki's going in as well. Just some quick trades. No hard commits, and it looks like it will just be a dragon picked up for some health bar trade topside. Masu is getting chunked out, though. Well done from Huhi and Scary Jerry to take advantage of this 2v2 topside.
And now we get to see the moment of truth. Inspired, since he finished Dragon so early, he's going to head up and cross through mid. Wait. It looks like Abbedagge didn't take too much damage in that trade. That was kind of critical, since Inspired was crossing, as we mentioned. And so now everybody is going to even up the numbers towards top half of the map. But Masu being at 50% and that kind of damage trade might be an issue. He's got a bit of sustain, 1 more biscuit in inventory.
Also, it's scary for Busio or for Inspired to walk in alone, because Huki and XU are grouped up.
Yeah, already they've left this side for the side of FlyQuest. And you see Quad heading down bottom side.
Ooh. Level 6, but low on mana again. He's going to have to get another wave in here. Unless Castle looks for a reset or something, I don't think Quad's going to find anything. So it will just be a trade of objectives. But now Quad's actually walking around. Castle's walked up. Unraveled Earth goes out, and that's the flash out of the Jace.
Okay, now they can just finish the dive, too.
Oh, yeah. Inspired came down, too, so this is looking rough. Could be first blood for FlyQuest. Let's see how Castle wants to play this. No flash, no way out. Who's tanking up? It's Quad to start it, but it's Bwippo with the first blood.
All right, well, the Yorick gets the first blood with the flash Q to finish it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get an extra highlight here on the new Yorick. Meanwhile, on the top side, the extra pressure from DSG trading back on Busio.
Okay, getting some damage in. He's tanking up the turret right now. It has ramps, though. And now Scary Jerry tanks it up. Busio gets the kill. Oh, that's not what DSG wanted with that dive.
Busio gets the kill, and he forces a bunch of flashes as well. Most fearsome rel here. Busio under tower. DSG, it's falling to pieces pretty early on. Meanwhile, you looked at the FlyQuest dive on bottom side. It was so methodical. Quad comes down, they burn the flash as the minion wave is in front of tower. It hasn't even entered tower yet, so they don't waste any time. He burns flash very calmly, forcing it from Jace, and then the minion wave does crash, and they finish the dive in 2 parts. But here's another look. Huhi goes in, and they do have the Ezreal damage, but they didn't have any XU damage during that. So look how many tower shots they took, and really good flash ignite from Busio, too.
Yeah, and there was just that one extra auto. That was very, very close as we see the reaction coming through right now.
Gimme. I'll carry, don't worry.
He's locked in. I thought we were going to hear from Busio, but Busio was like, I'm going to carry now.
Yeah, let's see who can get more kills.
He does have those symbiotic souls, those recall boots
Yep.
that can be very fearsome. So he's making plays already by himself under tower, but with the symbiotic souls, maybe starts to get to make some plays across the map as well.
I've been a big fan of that build as a support main myself. You just rush those right away, especially if you're a champion that has a high impact if you show up somewhere that you're not expected.
You would be a support that leaves your AD carry all the time.
You know what? Right? That's how it goes in my elo, let me tell you.
To be honest, me too. If I get autofilled down there, I am leaving.
It's more fun. You get to look at more of the map, you know?
Exactly. You get to be like a mini jungler, or sometimes even a better jungler. All right, top side though, we're gonna have XU go for a lane gank here. Is this like a shadow play? Because I don't think Quad is going to overextend and like expose himself to anything.
Yeah.
So maybe this is more of a coverage play since the minion wave is pushing towards them.
And who he is here
ding.
too. Now they see XU. Doesn't know that he's on the ward. Quad can walk up, and now XU should have that information, or at least a guess of it. Dragon's not spawning for a minute though, so it's not like they're losing anything for making a play up here. I don't mind that look from XU. That's actually a good window to go for something like that, whether it was a proactive or a defensive play. Now you can reset position on the bottom side, take those camps, and then Dragon will be spawning at right about the ideal time. But Inspired's here a little earlier, so we can go for those Raptors potentially as Masu looks to trade on Scary Jerry.
Yeah, doesn't get too much there. They both trade, but Inspired wraps back around, and they've got very good existing vision here for FlyQuest around the Dragon, but they rotate here up to the top side now.
Yeah.
Scryer's Bloom is ready. They could proc it over this grub pit here, try and sweep out that last little ward, but nobody goes to pop the plant.
Yeah, interesting to see the priority here from FlyQuest. They would rather deny the grubs than go for their Dragon stacking, because if they can get all three of those, that's ideal. But if XU can even smite one away, that is four grubs for DSG.
Azir's the only one with a full item completion now after that. Finished up with the Nashor's Tooth here, so Abbedagge has the full item completed, ready for these grubs to melt them down.
I actually like this setup for DSG. They just need one of these. They can walk away, and Huhi knocks away the enemy support, so less engage options. They could look for a fifth grub. I don't think they want to commit for the sixth. Quad jumps straight into Scary Jerry, gets stunned into his own wall. Re-engage from Disguise, and now Busio finds it. Inspired's in there. It's actually Corki getting fed. Matsu with a double kill. Abbedagge cannot answer back yet. One more hit, though, does find one. So two for two trade.
And Scary Jerry with a tentative arcane shift forward, poking around. But yeah, Abbedagge cleans it up.
Okay.
Gets the grub as well for themselves. Full 6 here for DSG.
Wow, not bad look from DSG. The fact that they were willing to hold their ground and then say, bet, come into the grub pit. We are ready to answer you. That was a fantastic engage from Huhi to kick things off there. Oh my, that's a lot of damage, Bwipo. Oh, he's gonna go under the turret. No, not gonna commit for it though.
Just gets away there. Castle had enough speed to get out of the cage under tower, and that does save his life. The extra mobility here has been critical. Meanwhile, see about the aftermath here. Since top lane is completely open right now, you know, Quad is pushing all the way up to tower, so did Castle have his teleport ready? He just finished his Eclipse. Looks like he's walking.
Yeah, he's got the TP right now, but he is choosing to walk topside instead. I was looking at Bwipo's upgrade order, because again, the changes to York, important to highlight here, you get up to 30% shred once you max out that E. He's got 3 points in it right now since he's already maxed out the Q. So that will just do more and more damage as the game goes. This is lethality poke Jace. This is not the tank Jace, so this guy will get shredded if that E lands, and the York is doing a lot of damage, but DSG
Also,
right
he's
now.
building Trinity Force, just saying.
Oh, you know. Congratulations, anybody in chat, if we ever got that poll up
Yorick.
and you answered.
All right, here we go.
Force.
On the Dragon. This time around, let's see if he can get the jungler with his Poppy ult. Doesn't look like anyone else is coming, though, so
Yeah.
not even going to be a steal attempt for XU.
Oh.
XU used
Wait a
his
minute.
smite on the Raptors, though, right now.
Yeah, Hui just knocked Inspired away, who's going to have to run back in. Actually just walks up to the Dragon and says, thank you. Auto attack takes it. No smite needed. And Boostio look for the engage. Could not find it. DSG get away with the Dragon.
We have to get the comms listening. So I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be Poppy ejection into stealing the Dragon. But XU went over and did Raptors and even smited the Raptors. And Hui's like, yo, I got the Drake here for you, buddy. That is... it is another case of the jungler being the support being the bigger jungler, I guess.
You know, sometimes it's
Hui
better
does
to
it
be better to be lucky than good. You know, just get that last auto attack on the Dragon. That's all you need. You do secure it as Quad and Castle trading against each other. Castle gets that one and runs away. But because of that now, that's 6 grubs plus the Dragon for DSG. And they're ahead in the neutral objective. They just picked up the neutral objective, feat of strength race there.
Yeah, they're going to get this tower, too.
That's going to be feat of strength for Disguise. Well done to a very young roster. They did not have a lot of stage games, and right now they have an early game lead versus FlyQuest, one of the top teams that we have high expectations for in this league.
That's some good stuff there. I mean, the first Poppy game for Hui is looking like a winner.
Yeah.
At least for the moment. Let's take a look at how they finish this one, though. Quad here on Talia. Actually, let's get a comms listen in on that one, because we were asking for it.
I can come after this.
I'm hovering this. I'm hovering this.
I ulted him away.
Okay,
ulted
okay.
him away. Can you take it?
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'll hit it. Look for finish.
Just take it then back
Yeah,
up.
just finish.
Take it then back up. We want to back up after.
We got it. Just run. I'm out.
Felix.
Yeah. He's like, I'll come after this as he's doing the Raptors. And he had 2 charges of smite, so he used the early one. But the second one did come up for the Dragon still.
Notice how he didn't say, don't have smite.
He didn't say, not a 0 point in that comm did he say, oh, I just used the smite. But it doesn't matter.
The plan comes together.
All that matters was Hui's comms. I got 2 with the Poppy ult.
And I'm happy you highlight that, as another turret might just go down here. Now Castle's going to get bullied away from that, but Hui, the man that's saving DSG right now, he has made play after play, and now they're in a 1v2. Whippo's doing a lot of damage. XU's coming in as well. Castle's going to die to the little Yorick minions, and it's a 1-for-1 trade for Whippo.
It took him a long time to shut him down, too. Man, Whippo loves these like 1v3, 1v4 situations. He had the 1 versus TL yesterday on Vladimir, and he was able to get a counter kill in that one, even timing his kill on the bailed out target perfectly.
Yeah.
As he died and then getting it afterwards there too. This time, he's still good for 1. He still gets the counter kill onto Castle with all the resources being sent up there to try and deal with him.
And that was a lot of resources sent up there. I mean, at the end of the day, if FlyQuest weren't able to get that much on, they didn't pick up a turret or anything for that, but DSG had to send so many members just to deal with that for it to be a trade. Bwipo won't have flash anymore, but neither will Castle, and Bwipo's going to be really hard to deal with in the sideline.
All these flowers there just sitting unpicked. Some good experience and some good adaptive force,
We need to teach these players some gardening. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this. What do we got here? The beginnings of it. So, the tower does go down, but the minions do so much work.
Yep.
And even when the maiden turns away, the little ones don't.
The Mistwalkers. The Mistwalkers are coming. There's also a couple range minion autos coming in there, but back to live. The Herald fight's starting off right now. Inspire taking a big chunk of damage, but Masu zoning everyone away with the help of Busio. DSG jumping back, Quad goes deep, Whippo's in there as well, and here comes the Yorick. Shut down, picked up for Quad, and Bwipo once more. Hui running for the hills. Busio's able to lock him down, and Bwipo with the damage can get another one. Kill credit to Masu that time.
Uh-oh. They are turning it up now. FlyQuest getting very aggressive with it. I mean, that ulti from Quad all the way
Scary.
into the jungle. He took it the entire way to make sure they could kill this Azir. No flash on Abbedagge now. Plus with the Azir being down, gives them control mid lane.
Ooh, big damage on Amasu. Do we have a true shot barrage? No. Cooldown is still not up for Scary Jerry, so Amasu can walk away.
Calculated, right?
Yep. Yep.
Never sweating there. Masu survives that shock blast, and Bwipo will be able to get the solo tower gold up here as well.
Yeah. Turret picked up now for FlyQuest, and he's going to push another wave in here. You see how close that was? It seemed like DSG might have been able to fight a little more if Scary Jerry had gotten some more damage in, but he hasn't quite found his angle yet, his big moment to go for that that highlight play. And Scary Jerry as a player, I mean, rookie year, following some big shoes, players like Masu, players like Jan have come in and made pretty big splashes early on, and that's tough shoes to fill. Scary Jerry's still looking for that big moment where he can pop off and say, this is why I'm in the league.
It really is. It is tough coming in because, like you say, you know, we've had, wait a second, Bwipo
Castle,
here.
maybe finding out. No, wait, Bwipo, he's just going under the turret more. Wow. All right. Nothing to worry about. And Castle just dies.
Dude, the speed buff.
Mistwalkers do so much damage, man.
And the speed buff, when you have that thing on the Jace, the minions can even chase him down and they finish the kill.
30% additional movement speed towards the target, and they just chase down the phase rush Jace.
Well, I am sorry, solo queue, for some York that's gonna pop up. All right.
The 52% of Twitch chat is probably very excited right now.
I mean, it is definitely looking good.
Yeah.
Did get the first blood as well, you know, playing over to the York, getting that one flashing forward to finish the kill. And now they've got the outer towers here down on the side lane. So York gets to play, and
he's playing into Abbedagge right now, but Abbedagge is doing a lot of damage to Busio, who has to jump away. XU looking to punish Bwipo, who backs off from the turret dive. Flash forward from XU. He has Huhi behind him. Do they have enough damage to kill Matsu? XU does it himself. Shut down to the Vi, and Scary Jerry can now unleash. Abbedagge trying to reposition as well. Flash forward from XU. Big damage. Busio goes down. Scary Jerry continued the chase, and Scary Jerry, this is your moment! XU follows up, they dive deep. It's only Quad left in the fight. Hui stuns into the wall. XU's there too. Scary Jerry from X-Range. Shut down for Quad as he'll punish the young AD carry from walking up. XU equalizes it. That's still a big play for Disguise.
it was a huge play. It was the biggest play of the entire game there. That was a full ace. And Castle wasn't even there. He gets to take the tower as well. Objective on top of it for DSG.
Huge swing as Disguise. It seemed like maybe the game was slipping away from them with how big Bwipo was getting, but signs of life still. Let's get another look at that replay, because this started off, this was a long play.
So this is the one we already saw where the minions end up chasing down the Jace. That was the key right there. You saw the mist stuff get put onto Castle. That gives them the speed boost for the minions.
Holy shit. Champion. My bad, my bad. Yeah, no flash.
That is a perfect troll face from Bwipo too.
That was incredible. And here's the other replay. So this was actually hard committing and really deep diving.
Yeah, and so XU is actually the one that also gets paid the most for this. It kind of is fitting, I guess, since he was the one that went in there and fully committed to it. Scary Jerry, though, I do want to highlight that play where he flashed in to make sure they could finish off the other two, get those backline carries. And it's just this last little, whoop, never mind, that bit of damage there.
Okay.
Oh, we could have watched the rest of that, actually. We
Yeah.
keep going in some
And we have an update that the reason for this pause in particular, everybody, is another keyboard issue. This time it was Quad.
Fluff plays like we just saw. Be able to follow through when you do have the lead in a fight like that to get more out of it and not just stop at the one shutdown on Corki, to go get every single other kill here for themselves. So let's see what Disguise can do with their newfound gold. That does just bring them about back to even in gold here, total gold. But of course, they do have those feats of strength, which has a little bit of gold value in it there.
But like you were talking about with XU getting the kills from that earlier play, now has a item completed. It's 2 items, one up over Inspired.
And he doesn't have the Trinity Force, actually. He has the Black Cleaver combo off of it.
For another plan of Bwipo right now, he's able to get the cage down and has some backup this time, so we have to get out of there. XU good buffer on the stun from Busio.
Okay, yeah, Otacon is available, so it's a little risky here, fully committing to those fights on the top side. It can get, the rewards can get very, very big there. I really like the Flower Otacon. Gives you so much of a power boost with all the adaptive damage and the experience here. Those levels so critical towards this mid stage of the game. So we'll see. They just got to keep vision of it at the moment. I don't think either team is in a position where they're going to be the ones that just want to start it up raw unless there's a very big mispositioning by their opponents. So that's going to refocus our lens on this Yorick. How big is the split pushing threat of Yorick with the Hull Breaker done? And Trinity Force Hull Breaker here for Bwipo. So old Yorick, massive, massive split push threat. I expect this Yorick also to have massive, massive, massive split push threat here, and that's just what he's doing with his Maiden up and pushing in 2 items very ready.
And it's tough. Oh, I was going to say it's tough because he has the TP. He can still look for the Otacon plays, but DSG are not afraid of that. They're going to start the Otacon. They're getting the debuff from it, shredding the resistances, but FlyQuest are not checking very fast. I think they're going to get this. Can they get the flowers afterwards is the question. They still need to get those. Inspired knocked away. That was Busio actually knocked away.
Get the flowers.
They have to get all these with the auto attacks, and now here comes Quad. Otacon claimed a slight split of the flowers, but still not bad from DSG. They got the majority of those, plus the Otacon buff.
Let's see, so it's 36 to 19. So FlyQuest here with just 19 flowers afterwards, picking up some. They teleport down for a play onto him, but Bwipo's going to teleport out in answer. So trade of teleports there. But yeah, the 36 on the side of GSG for flower pickup. They still have a bit of the advantage. And then you also get that little lasting buff that's going to slightly buff up, your little dragon passive. So not very big, but something.
And the impressive thing is they did it when Exu still, I believe, had his ultimate on cooldown. They just found a window. Now he'll have that ultimate for the dragon spawning in 30 seconds here. He might not, so they won't be able to knock away Inspired from a potential 50-50 smite fight. Maybe DSG look for a play first. Bwipo doesn't have teleport. This would be a big punish if they can actually pull this off. Here comes Exu, starting it off. But Abadog is just a little too far away to answer.
Yeah, Bwipo is still, pretty beefy here with this bruiser build. Don't want to fully commit everything with FlyQuest ready to respond. Pretty good counter engage there, and since the dragon is available, they want to get coverage here in the brush first. If you can get the pick here, Huhi, you can see him strafing back and forth. Again, this critical control here, allowing them the opener, but Bwipo just walks right in for some poke.
Scare Jerry's a little far behind, but he's now grouping up, so we have a proper fight set up, ready to go. Busio and Exu looking at flanks respectively. Both of them the primary engage for their teams. Huhi's just going to position to try and block Inspired from diving in onto the carries. But right now,
Jace is mid, not poking, so Jace is pushing towers right now in exchange for this dragon.
Okay. So no fight, actually. Quad jumps in with the Weaver's Wall just to guarantee they get it, but it actually blocks his team from following up, and that means it is just that Tier 2 turret trade for the Dragon.
Interesting call, because, as soon as you see the J splitting, you're like, well, DSG are definitely giving this one, and they're trading it for the mid-inner tower gold, but that is Dragon number 3, which puts you to a very dangerous soul point here for FlyQuest, because
the last one you can get.
Yorick with the Cloud Soul becomes super insane. Having extra move speed on this champion is really, really, really crazy. So
he might be faster than the Phase Rush Jace, honestly.
I mean, the minions were already human, so it could be a very scary scenario. Though Busio is very squishy, so that's a level 7 rel. There's a little baby rel on my screen.
Wait, I didn't even notice that.
Why is that a mini rel?
Level 10, Busio level 7, very far behind in XP.
I was like, Abadog is really shredding him. Well, he's twice his level.
I guess Quad's 1 level up, but even Masu's 1 level back, so Busio's just been running around. This is the downside of the symbiotic souls, I suppose.
He's been running a marathon. He didn't have time to gain experience.
You know what? He's seen a lot of the map. I can tell you that.
Cross-country rel here. Traversing Summoner's Rift.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, okay? He will catch up at levels
There's
eventually.
a 3-level support lead. That's kind of crazy.
How much health is that? Just like raw stats. That's got to be like
Click on that.
300
Click on that rel.
Yeah, let's look at the health. 1639 for Rel. Now, can we look at Poppy? Actually, Busio, speaking of the Rel, finding Huhi right now, who's got 2470. That is 800 health advantage for the Poppy right now.
Dude, please, Busio, just get level 8, buddy. He's so close to level 8. You can do it. Soak some experience somewhere.
No, he wants
Get
to
out of that
approach.
jungle. Get out of there.
Nope, this is where he needs
There's
to
minions.
be.
Minions are dying on top side. Minions are dying in mid lane. Just soak a little bit.
He's just like me for real, Kobe. This is exactly how I play the game. All right, well, speaking of, he also has a slight itemization difference. Both of the supports going for the movement speed first item, but Kuhis will make him a slight bigger threat as a tank and also some more damage too. And
Yeah.
right now, it's about jockeying for control over the Baron. That is the big objective that's on the map right now. If anybody gets picked out of position, if anybody goes down, that could be a big objective pickup.
Meanwhile, the split push here, Whippo's got that secondary tower on bottom side down to 50% with his constant pressure. And he's level 16, so that Maiden is buff. Max Maiden at the moment, even able to stop these recalls, harass over and over. There we go, finish up the tower.
Look at that damage, man. Whippo is unanswerable in a side lane, and it means that the team is just going for the Baron here. They already used the Keeper's Verdict to try to knock away Inspired very early. They don't have enough DPS, and now they're going to have to go for the fight. Teleport in from Whippo, who he picked away from the rest of the team. Busio is going to sacrifice his life for it, support for support. But there's the shove from Abbedagge. Is it enough to keep Inspired away? I don't think so. Matsu made it in, and they are shredding through the health bars of DSG. FlyQuest hold the line. Scary Jerry 1v1 against Whippo. He takes it. Will he die to the Maiden? No. As Castle now joins in, nobody's going to get the Baron. It's just a slobber knocker for the objective.
Yeah, scrappy one there. They don't actually lose the Baron in the aftermath, but 3 members of Disguise do go down in the chase. This is presumably because of all the pressure of this split push war. You know, it makes DSG feel like,
Yeah.
oh man, we gotta rush this. But Huhi does knock Inspired away, but it's so early, and then the double teleports come in for the chase.
Yep.
Even though Busio's low level and gets popped really quickly, Abbedagge had gotten knocked towards the pit there. And so Abbedagge had to use everything basically to try and get himself out, and that was where the big chase down here for FlyQuest goes. But there's the flash. It's not going to be enough for Whippo.
Interesting to see from Castle. He channeled teleport first, and all he got was a single shock blast down on the quad. Quad marked him and just kept him out of the fight the entire time. So Castle, it was basically a 5v4 that DSG were fighting right there. Castle was not able to get into it. So I think still good for DSG to get out relatively unscathed.
FlyQuest there getting the towers on bottom side before the fight even started too, so they're going to be really looking towards Abbedagge. No flash on the Azir now after that play, and broke his arm guard, so no arm guard either for this Azir will be the prime target.
But they have priority in the bot side. DSG actually can play a lot of control around mid right now. Somebody from FlyQuest is going to want to catch that wave. They're losing a lot of XP and gold. Quad has teleport, but he's still hanging out mid as Dragon's coming up, and we are fighting mid. Inspired lockdown first, but there's not enough damage on him, and it's XU that goes down instead. Didn't quite have the same team backup this time around. DSG don't have a jungler. Can they do anything else? Scary Jerry's holding the line himself right now as who he's trying to buy him some space, and just gets dogged by Whippo! Oh, that Q does massive damage.
Quad has been so good with these seismic shoves. He backed up Inspired, but Scary Jerry here doing a lot of damage. Him and Castle, the dual poke of the Jason and Ezreal, keeping him in it.
Yeah, Scary Jerry is having a breakout performance right now on the Ezreal of all things. Not the Varus, the pocket pick. It's the Ezreal. Can he play this Dragon correctly? This is sold for FlyQuest. They gotta go for the kills. They gotta go for Matsu, and that's a shutdown for Castle. They're gonna take down Inspired! And DSG are wiping FlyQuest at the Dragon. Quad cannot contest. DSG deny the soul.
That is Jace from Arcane. Castle over the top. He gets onto Matsu. They take him down. DSG are fighting tooth and nail versus the top of the LCS here. It was supposed to be LTA is separated in top 4 and bottom 4, but DSG are fighting their way up.
Disguised are making it very interesting. Ooh, he might get caught out right now. Keeper's Verdict only hits the support, so Quad is not knocked away and can kill the support. Baron's up. Maybe this could be an angle for FlyQuest, but they also don't have their jungler or top laner or bot laner yet.
What a scrappy one here. All right, Scary Jerry with 6 kills now on his Ezreal. Him and Castle with some critical poke. Honestly, setting up at these objectives, and they get their vision down first and soften up FlyQuest.
Look at that Scary Jerry damage. We saw earlier as well the lower third showing off the difference between him and Masu. They had a slight overlap playing in NACL versus each other in summer 2023, but other than that, I mean, Masu got called up. Scary Jerry had to develop a little bit longer at the tier 2 level before making his debut. And this is really the best look we've had of Scary Jerry so far. He is having an incredible performance. And again, talking about momentum, talking about confidence, DSG feeling confident to go for another Baron attempt. No Keeper's Verdict to knock away Inspired this time.
Are we going to flip this? All right. Quad Ultimate puts a stop to that craziness.
They got TP. Bwipo's TPing in, so I mean, that's still good for DSG. Just don't die, Hui. All right, trending away. Not going to get caught out, and FlyQuest are looking for a pick, still flashing forward on the castle. DSG, they get the TP. They were hoping to get away, but they do lose one.
That's huge. They just run him down. Now the Jace poke is not there for 50 seconds. That rundown actually just gives them the setup here for Baron. Let's see. DSG, such a tough spot now. Can they poke around and stop this Baron?
They need the carries to be able to free fire or
They're
for
pushing
XU
mid
to
pretty
look
hard.
for a miracle steal. He has the Guardian's Angel. XU can look for this as right now it's Inspired jumping in onto who he will get pulled back, goes down. Abbedagge with an early shuffle and XU with an early Guardian Angel. FlyQuest have yet to lose a member. XU comes back up though, has to deal with Masu, has to deal with Busio. Quad is gonna die to Baron! Shut down for Abbedagge. XU still alive. FlyQuest cannot take out DSG's jungler. Masu's gonna keep chasing though, and they're back onto the Baron. Masu cannot kill XU, but he can keep him away
Scary
from
Jerry's
a
here.
steal.
Scary Jerry on the hunt.
Scary Jerry might just take down Masu. The Ezreal, no flash available, but Arcane Shift in. Masu, no flash available, has
7K
the
health on
barrier.
Baron, 5K health on Baron.
They're gonna go for the Baron, and Masu in the brush does lose it. Scary Jerry with the 1v1 kill. Baron picked up by FlyQuest.
Oh, can he get out alive though? FlyQuest now, they're gonna take their chances in another chase down.
Bwipo's looking for it, but Castle does get away. They lose the bottom inhibitor. DSG, they lost the push bot side. They got the teleport from Bwipo, but he had minions down there. The Mistwalkers helping shove the wave, so even though FlyQuest, they lose their bot laner, they lose their mid laner, they get the Baron, and they get the bot inhib for free.
Wow, what an exciting one here from DSG and FlyQuest. Now with the Baron though, your split push Yorick is a absolute terror.
Yep.
Ultimate is there for Bwipo, right immediately back into the side lane. With the extra power here of the Baron split push, I have to say, DSG are gonna have to like go jump on the play early. They have vision through their jungle, so Bwipo has to be a little bit careful about not going ahead of the rest of the team's pressure.
Look at that, 4 Mistwalkers joining the wave. Like, it's so hard. That's why I was surprised that DSG had control over the bot wave earlier in the game. But they have struggled to maintain now that Bwipo is focused on that side lane yet again. Dragon's coming up in 50 seconds, though. That's going to be the next big objective here. So it's still sole point for FlyQuest. And now with Baron, theoretically, their control over that, plus the supers pushing for free on the bot side, should make it much easier for their approach.
All right, let's see if DSG can get some poke damage on FlyQuest early to soften them up. FlyQuest have been so good in these fights, though. Especially Inspired creating a lot of room on the Xin Zhao with his ultimate, and then Quad being able to follow up and get seismic shoves on individual disguised targets to be able to get them their kills and get them their picks.
I want to highlight something. Bwipo doesn't have TP. It's coming off cooldown shortly, but I don't think it'll be up by the time Dragon's up. Abbedagge could teleport in, but then they just lose the top side. So Bwipo's basically making an ultimatum here. He's like, nobody can answer me. My team's on the Dragon. What are you going to go for, Disguise? Do you deny the soul, or do you stop me from ending the game?
Well, Azir's going to try and stop that split push, but
There's just no way.
can't do much against that undead
Has
army.
to throw the shuffle, and it's just dying to the Mistwalkers. Abbedagge has to flash. And no, DSG have actually controlled the Dragon approach right now. FlyQuest have to walk back in. XU might still look for it. Instead, they're in onto Inspired. Shuffled back in. Quad's got big damage. Inspired takes down XU. Inspired still alive and can take the Dragon soul. FlyQuest have done it. In a nail-biter ending, they get the soul and the base. Bwipo on the Yorick shows up huge. FlyQuest take DSG.
Split push is back on the menu.
I mean, as soon as Yorick was locked in, I think we could all guess it was going to be a Yorick split push end to that game.